So Bartek, here we are. We are on ZIL 520 from Vantech. We already did 1,000 kilometers going to the Vantech plant to see how it works, how they create this, let me say, very good quality motorhome. So, can you please give us a short description of this motorhome?
Okay, this is, as Antonio mentioned, this is a Vantech Zil 520. Basically, the 520 means that it's a 5.2 meter length vehicle, bumper to bumper. This vehicle is designed for driving. During driving, this car has 7 seating positions with seat belts. And during the night, this car can accommodate 5 people sleeping. So typically, you would say that this is a family-oriented camping car. We have 2 bunk beds in the back, and over the driver and passenger seats in the front, there is a loft bed which you can actually pull out and extend so that 2 adults can sleep there. And right here, where we are sleeping, these 2 couches can be pulled together into 1 bed. In terms of equipment, Vantech generally for their vehicles, they take a very unique, I would say, approach in the Japanese market by equipping the vehicles with what a European or American would consider normal things. In Japan, some manufacturers prefer to have a base vehicle where the end user can add many options. Vantech considers things like, for example, refrigerator, toilet, shower, heater, air conditioner, and TV. They consider as standard components. So on the Zil family, basically all of the vehicles get those products standard. Some unique aspects.
Let me ask you a question, because it's something that I never seen before in my traveling all around the world in the caravanning sector. Is this solution?
Yes.
This is really amazing, but it's really common here in Japan.
Yes. So the reason why we have to take this a little bit unusual approach is very simple. Basically, in Japan, although we have really a lot of auto camp, they're called auto camp spots, where you can go with a car, you can either put a tent next to the car, or you can stay with a camping car and have your table, etc. next, as you saw in one of our visits. We have those places all over Japan, but those places typically were not designed for RVs, so they don't have a plug for electricity. So when we go camping, unfortunately, these vehicles have to be autonomous. Japanese are typically camping just for the weekend, Friday till Sunday night. So we need a system that basically allows us to use everything on the vehicle for roughly, let's say, 2 days. And the air conditioner, this is a house air conditioner. This particular one is made by a very famous Japanese company called Toshiba, and it has basically, this vehicle has 3 100 amp lead acid batteries. It has a 1500 watt inverter, and these 2 things are used to drive this air conditioner. Just to give you a reference, Vantech officially to the end user says that if the batteries are, let's say, in good condition, if they are full, then you can use the air conditioning for approximately 8 hours. So it's used predominantly in the evening. When people want to go to bed, you cool down the cabin, then you can relax and fall asleep and sleep comfortably.
Very good. So another thing that is really unique is you don't have a normal Lpg gas bottle here, and you don't have any heating system with Lpg.
Yes. So in Japan, we are also not using the big, are they 10 liter or how many liters are
11.
here? 11 liter LPG canisters. In Japan, we don't have a regulation that makes this somehow complicated. but the places which are filling gas, Japan is using a lot of gas for household, but those places do not want to fill bottles that they don't know the history of. They're afraid that if they fill it, and if there's an accident later, and maybe the end user gets injured or hurt or something, that they will be blamed that they didn't correctly check the condition of the bottle. So even though, as I said, in the house, Japanese use a lot of gas, when we travel, we cannot take the gas bottles with us because at the destination, there's no place to fill the bottles. So what we did is for many years, this was actually quite, let's say, a point of struggle. But at the end, right now, what is happening is also in Europe, you have the small camping kind of stoves that you use with a small 500 milliliter, I think, canister.
Right.
And this is something that you use and then throw away. In Japan, we have one of the manufacturers actually made a very clever system where you can put 2 or 3 of those cans in, and then when one of them is empty, you simply replace it. You can buy it at the convenience store, at the home appliance store, so those bottles are very easy obtainable.
Okay, another thing that's really peculiar, I mean, is the toilet. This is a complete, toilet system with a very, let me say, good style. You have the shower, you have a very good lavabo as well. So this is complete, but at the show, I saw a lot of motorhome with nothing in the toilet, room. Why?
So again, this is coming a little bit from the fact that the Japanese RV market is still growing. Unfortunately, we have very few places in Japan where we can officially throw away black or gray water. So even if you, let's say, use the toilet in the camping car, you will have a problem, let's say, disposing of the black or the gray water. We do have, let's say, the cassette toilets from Tedford and also from Dometic. Those are quite common. Whether the user installs it or not, it's as you mentioned, for many manufacturers, they leave that an option for the end user. In Japan, this is many people who come here are very surprised, first of all, how many toilets are in Japan, public toilets, and also how clean they always are. So both for toilets and also for shower in a camping car, the fitment rate for this is quite low. As you saw at the show, we also have, for example, shower rooms which are installed and are completely waterproof, but in many cases those are requested by, for example, skiers who go skiing in the winter, and after they go skiing, there is a door on the outside of the vehicle. You can open that door, and from the outside into the shower, you put in your wet equipment. You don't get your car wet inside. So this is a little bit, let's say, unique use of the shower room in the Japanese market.
And then you have hot springs.
Yes.
So this is why you don't need a shower on a motorhome, because you told me that Japanese people loves to go in this public bathroom.
Yes.
That is right?
Yes, so this is actually was also confirmed by some surveys that the Japanese RV Association did in the past. Especially for the older population, one of the favorite things to do with a camping car is to go and visit hot springs. Japan is basically anywhere in Japan, from the very north to the very south. If you dig deep enough, you will get hot water coming out. So we have really thousands and thousands of hot springs. They are typically, the entrance is quite cheap, maybe 2, 3, 4 euro for a relatively reasonable one. So instead of, let's say, being cramped in a small tiny shower inside of a camping car, and maybe also fighting with your wife about the hot water, Japanese prefer to pull up to a hot spring right down the street, hop into the big, let's say, comfortable bath, and then relax there. This is the way we do it.